our 2025 Rally 1 season driver ratings. So we're doing this a bit differently to how we usually do it. Um, like to save time, we're just gonna go in championship order from the bottom, and then we're just gonna give like our scores out of 10 of how we felt like their season was. So we're not going like putting them in championship in our own like technical championship order. Like yeah, we're just gonna basically rate as we go on. So yeah, let's get into this and let's start. I also think, ooh, should we do this for teams as well? Let's just start with drivers. So let's start with 20th place, Brandon McKenna. Ooh, what would I rate him? I just feel like I'll give him a 3 out of 10. Like I just feel like his second season, there was just like no improvement. The only improvement is that he stopped crashing. Like, that was the only major improvement. He stopped crashing. But yeah, obviously doesn't have a seat for next year. But yeah, just not good enough. For a second season, not good enough improvement basically. Like we thought he'd have way more improvement, but yeah, just like only 2 points. Like the only times he's scored has been his home race. Like that's crazy. And this home race is once a year, so he's scored twice in the past 2 years. And yeah, only 2 points. I'd give him a 2 out of 10. You're being way too generous. Yeah, same thing as you that you said basically. Anyways, 19th. Short. Ooh. The same thing with Frank, honestly. Like, Short came in 2023, so even more scrutiny on him. Yeah, like, he's been. Like, people have not talked about how bad he actually was. Like, he was just so anonymous. Like, he showed up, like, a couple times this year. And, like, he's just one of those drivers that you just did not remember this year. I know the Emerald car was bad, but Frank scored 14 points. Short only scored 4. Like, once again, just not good enough. Honestly, I'm so surprised he has a seat for next year. I'm so surprised that he wasn't, like, under more pressure. Because he's, like, not been really up to the standard. I'll give him maybe, like, a 4 to 10. It's slightly better than... It's slightly better than, Brandon McKenna's season. I'll give him a 4 as well. Ain't no way we're agreeing right now. That's just not how this should be going. Ooh, anyways, Nigel. We just made a video on him and got signed. Yeah, I'm gonna give Nigel a 3 out of 10. Ooh, you're being very generous. I'm gonna give Nigel a 2 out of 10. Lord. You wanna go first? Yeah, I'll go first. I've been saying in that video, it's just not good enough. It's like the DMC Builder's car has improved. And yeah, Nigel, like, when he wasn't just slow, he was just getting into way too many accidents. Like, he's just, like, pretty accident prone. Not accident prone, he just has these stupid accidents, too. And sometimes he's just, like, way too slow. So yeah, sorry, but yeah, that's all I could say. Anyway, 17th, his teammate. Ooh, what do I want to give Donkey? I'm gonna be lenient to him. I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. Give him a 6 out of 10 for Donkey. What are you gonna give him? I'm gonna give him a 5. I don't know why you're giving him a 6. I think, he basically carried DMT Builders. Like, without him, DMT Builders would be last by a long shot. But yeah, Donkey, honestly, I think his season was a little underrated. I think he was pretty impressive this season. Because the car has improved, and he basically improved with the car. That 7th place in Brazil, he basically brought DMT Builders back into the fight. Yeah, the only reason I'm giving it a 5 is because, like, he could have done a bit better sometimes where he was beaten by by Mon. I mean by Najma. He did have like that one accident, and not as much as he used to, but he still has that one stupid accident in him. But other than that, it was a pretty solid season. Ooh, Edward 16th. Oh boy. Edward's another person like sure, it's like why is he still in the sport? Like he just like to only score 14 points in a car that finished sixth in the championship in the constructors. Like just wait till like his qualifying is he's probably the worst qualifier in the field. Like he's just always out in Q1. He still has like this stupid incident in him. He didn't make a lot this year, but he was just mostly like slow this year. So I'll give him a 4 out of 10, I guess. I'll give him a 4 out of 10 as well. Yeah, nothing really to say about him other than he's been just Edward, just the same thing every year. Anyways, P15 Frank. Ooh, ooh. I don't know what to give him. I think Frank is another one that's kind of underrated. The Emerald car was surprisingly bad this year, and he was fighting it for a while. So, and he basically carried the team. I'll give him a 5 out of 10 because he could have done better, but yeah, I'll give him a 5 as well. Dude, why are we agreeing so much? People are gonna think that we looked at our own things before we did this. Anyways, let's go to Barry. Honestly, I think Barry's a little underrated. His second half of the season was really strong, but the first half was a little anonymous. But his second half was surely better. He was getting in qualifying performances, getting race, getting like good positions and stuff. And yeah, he really caught up to Kyla at the end. But yeah, I think he was really good. I'll give him a 6 out of 10 just because that first part of the season was a little iffy. But yeah, other than that, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I'll give him a 5. I think there was room for improvement, definitely. Ooh, now Dragma. Dragma on his return to R1. I honestly think he had a solid return season. Like to come back and be like he was one of the only people that's like missed the season and returned. And he came back. He was a little struggling a little at the start, but he's pretty quick now. He didn't have a bad season. I think a lot of bad luck played into his hands. Like he could have been in that same P10 spot, and he wasn't far off Jade in the end. Especially like in some qualifying sessions, like he was up in like 6 and stuff. Like it was crazy. I'm actually gonna give Dragma a 7 out of 10. But I think it was a very good return season because honestly, when he came back, we was like, why is he back? Because he didn't have a great career before then. So we were like, why was he back? But yeah, he actually impressed. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Once again, yeah, he impressed a lot of people. Like we did not expect him to be good. Anyways, Kyla. Ooh. The start was worse this year. I don't think. I like once again like I feel like that's mostly just a start thing though. I feel they have like really good starts to the season and then they're fighting for points near the end. Like her start of the season was great, but then she kind of fell off and started getting beaten by Barry for quite a bit. But then she kind of picked it back up near the end of the season. I'll give her a 7 out of 10 as well. Um, yeah, still good, but I'll give her a 7 as well. Like that middle portion of the season was a little iffy. Ooh, Marcus carrying Audi Sport for 2 consecutive years. This year, I think the Audi Sport car was a bit better. There was only like a couple of circuits where they could score, and most of them he did deliver. So, like Audi Sport, I think if they had a better second driver, they could have been way higher, dude. Like just having Brandon McKenna just hold them back. I think the car was actually better than we all thought. I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10 for carrying them. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I don't think it was like that good, but anyways, we're into the top 10 finally. Jade, Jade. She didn't get the best top 10 results that Dragon did get, but yeah, she was pretty consistent in the first half of the season. Second half really kind of dropped off for BMW, but I'll give her an 8 out of 10 as well. I think she did a really good job this season. What do you think, Greg? Yeah, I gotta agree with you, but I'm gonna give her a 7 out of 10. I think there's a lot of times where she could have scored points, but she lacked a little bit in qualifying. But yeah, other than that, yeah. Anyways, P9, Lego. He didn't get a podium, but I still think, of course, carrying Yellow Sheep, but he still had a good season in Lego, I think. Best of the rest. Again. Yeah, basically just did what he needed to do. But yeah, the Yellow Sheep car was definitely worse this year. Like, there's a lot of times where he was out in like Q2 and stuff. Because the car was just way worse. Like, it wasn't clearly fifth. Like, it was kind of, fifth, sixth fastest. But I'll give Lego an 8 out of 10 for just carrying that team. I'll give Lego an 8 as well. Wow, we're agreeing on a lot of things. That is crazy. Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Mon. Ooh, boy. Ooh. 9. No. Okay, what more do we say? His teammate scored 562 points. Mon only scored 92. What else to be said there? Ooh. I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 10. I'm sorry. It's just awful. Oh my goodness. Like the biggest gap between teammates in history. He had the dumb crashes still. And it's like some races like he just forgot how to drive. Like oh my goodness, like it was just embarrassing. Like he didn't even score 100 points. Like it was so embarrassing. Like oh my goodness, like I don't know. Like thankfully he's gone now, but it's just like yikes. Like I didn't think that someone could get this bad. Like only a couple of seasons ago he was beating Manton. Yeah, honestly, you're way too generous. I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 10 for Mom. Basically the same reason, just completely abysmal drop off. Like he didn't even get a podium either when his teammate literally won the championship. Like for your teammate to win the championship and you don't even get a podium, it's just wild. Yeah, man. Anyways, let's go P7. Roger Gramsci. Ooh, I don't think his championship position really tells the season that he had. I do think it was a step down from last year. Like I think it was a bit worse than last year. But also he had a bit of bad luck this season in my opinion. Of course, the biggest talking point is obviously Japan. Being taken out at turn 1. Like Roger Graham, they just had like, a bit of bad luck this season, and sometimes he's just been like clearly behind David Norris. I think a lot of bad luck just happened to him this season. He could have been like clearly fifth in the championship, but yeah, a lot of bad luck just put him down in seventh. He's not there anymore, so yeah, too bad he didn't get any wins. But hey, no one in that team got wins, so I'll give him a 7 out of 10 because it wasn't the best season from him. It was a bit of a step down. I'll give him an 8 just mostly because the bad luck that he obviously had during the season. Anyways, Mario. Ooh, this is another interesting one to do. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely Mario's worst season in the sport for sure. The lowest he's actually finished. Okay, I think he finished like 4th or 5th last year. Mario, another person too. Like he could have finished like 5th as well. But that DNF. But yeah, Mario's main thing this season, main problem was qualifying. So many times you see him being out in Q2 or being just behind his teammate. Yeah, once again a season with no victories or anything. So yeah, that's pretty tragic for him. And he had a long time where like he just wasn't on the podium. And yeah, it just sucks, to see a downfall of a world champion like this. The first world champion. Will he be better at Arceus Zarson? We have to wait till next year to find out. But I'm gonna give Mario a 7 out of 10. Like he like it's just a letdown. I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I think Mario still has it, just needs to sort out qualifying. Ooh, Mark. People don't speak on about Mark enough. I think Mark had a really impressive season. I'm actually gonna give him a 9 out of 10. That's the highest we've gotten. Bro's such a Mark Blazer. No, I think he's like super underrated because I think he's super underrated. Like he literally got a win this year, and he's just been there and thereabouts. Like he's been able to basically pick up the pieces when other people make mistakes. And I think he's gonna be one to potentially watch next year. We'll have to see about that one. I'm I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I think he's been good, but I don't think he's been as good as you're talking about. Anyways, David North. Ooh, this is painful. Yeah, no win for David North this year. Albon was pretty close. But yeah, I think David, although Arson Sarson was a bit worse, I still think he had a good year. I still think it was a good year for David. Not as bad as other people think. I'll give him a 9 out of 10 as well. I think the car was just a bit worse, especially in the second half. I read in the second half the car got so much worse. I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. And yeah, he just tried to control it. He got a pole. Actually, I think he got a couple of poles this season, no? Yeah, he did. Anyways, ooh, now we're getting spicy. Ocon. Ooh, this might be controversial, actually. Ooh, this might be controversial. It might be slightly controversial. I think, honestly, Ocon's season was a bit of a letdown. Yep, I'm gonna be the first to say it. I think Ocon's season was a bit of a letdown. I didn't expect him to only get 2 wins. It's like so many races he was just not nowhere. But I do think he's gonna be a massive threat upcoming. But honestly, I expected him to be way better. That bit of the season where he overtook Georgia in championship prematurely, that part looks strong. But I'm still gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I think he's could be very dangerous in the future. Yeah, same thing as you, an 8 out of 10. I feel the car was stronger, and I expect him to do way better. Like only 2 wins, got a lot of podiums and only one pole. Like I thought he personally would have. I was personally honestly expecting a better season from himself. But yeah, we didn't get that, so yeah, that sucks. Sucks really, man. Ooh, now let's get to George. Oh, George. I'm just straight up gonna give him 9 out of 10. I think it was a very good season from George, whatever people say. Yes, he did technically could have won the championship, but I still think it was a good year for him. Hopefully he takes a lot of learnings from this year into next year. But also, like of course, the USA thing where he did lose the championship, that wasn't his fault. But still, there was some moments where it was like, oh my goodness. Also, Austria as well, like things that just didn't need to happen. Yeah, like just a bunch of things that he didn't necessarily need to do. Yeah, like this is some things that he just did not need to do. But yeah, he was still very impressive this year. You know, getting a lot of wins and stuff. I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Ooh, and finally we get to Manton. Okay, we all know what this is gonna be for both of us. 10 out of 10, right? Yup. 10 out of 10 for Manton. For Manton. Yeah, what more to say basically? Had a slower car for the second half of the season and still won the championship, showing why he's the best ever. And yeah, first driver to win 2 world championships. And also the first driver to win back-to-back titles, so but yeah, the thing is, like, will he be stopped? Will he be stopped? And it's like, things were in his favor. After Austria, we all thought it was over. Not Austria. Was it? Yeah, Austria. After Austria, we all thought it was over. But no, he still ended up winning by 70 points. So, yeah, just showing why he's a beast. But yeah, that is our behemoth of ranking it. All the R1 drivers. Oh my goodness. Funnily enough, that actually took longer than when we do it traditionally. So that's a little embarrassing. That's a little frightening. It took longer than when we normally do it. So that's a little interesting. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you guys soon.